Hi everyone, welcome to Peachlady Crafts tutorial video. I am your friend Celia. Today we're going to learn how to make this cute AirPlant hanger, AirPlant pot, so you can make your AirPlant a cute home. Let's look at the materials. If you purchase this kit from my website, first open up, you will have a bundle. This consists of two cords. One is longer, one is shorter. The longer one is about the same length as the rest of these cords. The shorter one is only 2 feet long. And we'll put that aside and let's pull the majority of this kit out. So this, guys, there are 20 cords, all the same length. These are 20 cords. And this bundle too. So the setup you will need is basically you will need something to really hang the top so it's easy to work with. Make sure you can work like this setting. Now let's unwrap this smaller ones. Once you unwrap this, you will find a shorter cord and a long one. So this short cord is our start point. That is the hanging string here. This one. So we will fold it in half and there, and this one, the long one, is for the end of the wrapping, like right here, and we'll save this at the last. So first stop, we will learn how to make a Lurk's head nut. Basically, that's how you attach the body of the AirPlant pot to this string, the hanging string. Let's talk about the structure of this AirPlant pot so it's easier to understand how to make this in the process. First, you'll have this holding string, and that's where the body of the cords are attached to with the Lurk's head nut. And then you will have to learn the square nut, but the structure of this, the body is this alternating square nut, where it is square nut on one line and then the alternating on the second, and then you alternate the rows below. So we'll learn about that in just a second. And lastly, you will have, once you have the shape, the body is ready, you will just wrap everything together to create a bind here, and that's the wrap knot at the end. Now let's quickly practice the Lurk's head knot and this alternating square knot. So first stop, I'm holding this shorter string and fold it into half, and I am making a knot at the end of these two. So just make a regular knot here, like this. Okay, and then this is your base, and I'm taking one of the long cords to fold it into half. Find a folding here. This is the Lurk's head nut. What we do is we put this loop over the main cord and put it down behind, and then thread inverse head knot. Let's try that again. Do the same thing. So fold this in half, and then this loop here, put it over this horizontal one, and pull it down behind, and then thread these two cords here, and pull these two down to tighten it. Okay, let's attach 6 of them. Now for us to practice the alternating square knot. First, let's learn how to make a square knot. You'll grab 4 of these, 4 of the cords, and then split it up like this. The right string, the right cord, the left cord, the right cord, and the 2 middle ones. Then you want to pull this right cord over the 2 like this, hold it right here, and then the left one over the right one here, and then behind the right one, go behind these 2 and pull through this loop on the right side, and then tighten. So these left and right, tighten them to the top. That is the first half of the square knot. Now the second half is easy. It's really just the opposite of what we did from the opposite side. So the left one first over these 2, and then hold it like this. The right one over, and then behind, right one over behind the 2 middle strings, and then pull through this left loop. Tighten it from both sides. So that is 1 square knot. Now let's try that again from this group, 4 of these. So first, split like this, right one across the middle 2, left one over the right, over it, and then behind the right, behind these 2, and then pull that through this right loop and tighten it. So the 2 middle ones are always just straight down and just tighten to the top, and then the left one over the 2, right over the left, and then behind the 2, pull it through this left loop, tighten from both sides. There you have the second square knot. Now let's do the third one. This is your group. Separate. This one is over the right, behind the 2 from the loop. Tighten to the top. From the left side, over, right, over the left, behind the 2, and then pull that from the left side. Pull it. Okay. Now you have 3 square knots with 6 strings attached, right? Now the alternating really means you will So these are the 3. Alternating means the next row you're going to make, which keep knotting, is to alternate in between of each of the square knots. So you will find, for example, these 3 you will alternate into 2 down here. So you will find the between spots for these 4 strings, and then make a square knot right here. So like split it up. Now let's do a square knot right here. And then the square knot here. Okay? You see how this pattern go? 3, and then you alternate down here. And then the next row, the only alternating you can do is through here, because the rest of them, they haven't finished with this both side. That's the spirit of doing the alternating square knot. Right here. And you want to keep these really tight to each other so it looks really neat and in the shape. And right now we're just practicing, so we're going to use these strings, use these cords with the rest of them to attach and create a different pattern where this one really has. So what we now need to do is to untie all of these to the lurk's head knot and attach the rest of these cords with the lurk's head knot to this main holding string. So now we will just untie all the square knot we just practiced. So just to untie, we'll just need to untie right here in the middle. Pull that, and then this part in the middle, pull that one. When I finished untying, these are the 6 cords I have attached. Now let's attach the rest of these cords on so that we can really work on the main body of this airplane pot. And when you're attaching, make sure you don't make it really tight where you can't move this around, because we're having to adjust this holding cord later. Now, after you attach all of these, you want to count if you have 20 attached to it. Yeah, so here's the 20. And next step is here's the loop, that's the end. Just use the ends and thread into the loop you have. So the loop will hold like this. And you just want to tighten all of these up to a circle. So you have this hanging here. You want to make 0 room right here, so just move everything up make this circle smaller. You move that up, that will come down. Okay, that makes sense. Now this is where your AirPlant is gonna sit in. Okay, now we call this the front side. So let's flip it over to the back side. So first, you will want to separate these to two sides, right? 10 on each side. And then you want to, for the right side, first grab these 4 close to the top 4 cords, and then do a square knot right here. Okay, then you want to split this square knot into 2 and 2 for this strings left over here, and we'll leave these 2 out. And don't worry about that we'll worry about that later. So these 2, and then hold with the next 2 down this way and make a square knot here. Okay, now we're gonna do the same thing. Split these 2. Don't worry about this yet on the left side. Hold this 2 and then make a square knot with the next 2 on the line. And make sure it's pretty tight, pretty close to the top right here. So you want to make tight knots instead of really loose, because this pot holder is really in its shape. And then you get the spirit, keep going. The same thing, keep doing the same thing. Now where do you stop? You will have 9 square knots on each side, basically working with 10 cords on the right and 10 cords on the left. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 now. You will stop at 9 square knots on the right side. So keep doing that. Now closer to the bottom, you'll see this cord is like really longer, so you have a little bit space right here. That's okay, that is right, that's normal. So now I have 9 square knots on the right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now it's time to work on the left. Try to make the exact pattern, the exact space pattern, the other side with this, the side you already made, so they're at the same level. Okay, now this is your finished look with both sides. Here, see how I try to keep all of them the same level, so you will meet this you will meet right here. And now let's flip over it again and work on the back of this pot. So grab the top 4, basically that's the 2 that you left when you were working on each side. So the 2 here and then 2 on the left side, so these 4, right? Make a square knot right here. So when you make a square knot here and then make it really tight, you'll find this is the same row. That's the first row, and then this is the one that's closer to these both sides, and that's the second row. And then you see that's like alternating. Now let's keep alternating down. So you will split this one, and then from 2 and 2 make one right here close to these two. And then this side is the same. Now you have another row, and this row this time as these two plus the ones on each side, and just keep alternating. So in the middle of these two down here, grab these 4. And then here, these 2 down here. And now right here. So that's a new row, and then alternating down. Now you can see quite the pattern now. So just keep going and make these really close to each other so they make really neat square knot alternating pattern. Now, as you're working down row by row, alternating square knots, you wonder where should I end. So basically you want to kind of having where it's meet in the between, it's coming back and meet in the front. You can have one square knot under these two at the front, and then where this square knot is like almost at the same level at the row that you just made from the back side, so that if this is the same level, then you can make a wrapping knot right here to end it, so this shape is really secure to make a round knot. So right now this is pretty good. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 rows from the back, and we're going to make a wrapping knot with our last long cord. Now let's get to learn how to make this wrapping knot. Basically, you want to hold everything with your left hand or your non-dominant hand, and grab the end of this cord. Kind of, well, if you want to, let's say we want to make this pretty, so we want to flip this back to the back side, okay? To the back side, and then we hold this end up like this. This is the cord, and we want to make a loop down like this, and then up to the cord, holding the same like that. Make a down loop up, okay? And then we wrap, we're still holding this cord, and we wrap it, wrapping this like that. So we just hold it tight and wrap around. You want to wrap it tighter. Maybe what I can wrap it this way. So wrap it down. That makes sense? Okay, once you have your ideal length, basically see I have a lot of space right here. I can, try to hold it so it's tighter close to my body of this pod. So then once you have a good bind, now you want to thread this working end into this loop that you just left at the beginning. Remember this one? Down, create a loop, and then start wrapping. Okay, now you want to thread it into the loop with this working end, and then pull it up. Pull this end, the other end you left, up, so this loop will be hidden inside of this bind. You see it's disappearing inside, just keep pulling that. Now, until this loop is completely hidden inside, you are done. You make this wrapping knot secured. And if you want to make this wrapping, this knot right here closer to the body, you can just pull all of these to make it tighter. To adjust, adjust the space right here. Okay? Now you have it. This is the finished look. Remember to cut both ends. You will cut here. And the tail, for me, I have a really long tail, so I'm only going to cut, I want to leave the tail maybe like right here, so I'm going to cut everything off and put my cute AirPlant in. Alright, it's done.